Ladies and gentlemen, it is once again that time that we dive into the Call of Duty story, the Call of Duty lore, and figure out what is happening next. If you guys didn't know, yesterday we got the Season 4 ending cinematic, of course, which is leading us into Season 5. And there's a couple of little Easter eggs within that cutscene that I wanted to dive in and touch on. But to fully understand this whole scene, you actually have to take a look back at the previous cutscenes from the previous seasons to see what they are all about and to see where the story is going moving forward. But first things first, let's have a quick look at what the new cutscene actually is.
Wraith. Jackal brought down the satellites. The Verdansk tests are looking good. That clears the way for you. The job is go. I've made the drop. All the materials you need are there. Better pack warm. You're headed to Teufelsberg. Failure is not an option.
So this cutscene is Wraith leaving a voicemail for somebody. Now, it's pretty obvious who that somebody is, and once we actually look at the other cutscenes, I think you guys will get a pretty good idea of who it is as well. But first, let's go back and look at how we got here. So this story all began back in Season 1 when there was a raid on a CIA compound, in which when Adler got there, he found out about the Pines Mall, which Stitch, someone who he used to interrogate back in Rebirth Island, has seemed to have gone there with Nova 6 gas. Once getting there, Adler then finds out that this was actually just a trap, and a trap in which Stitch was using to actually capture Adler.
Adler is mine. See you in hell.
So this time, everyone believed that Adler was being held in Laos, so a rescue crew, including Frank Woods, gets sent to go find him. At this time, we are then introduced to Naga, another one of the Perseus agents, a gun runner, a weapon smuggler, and he is in Laos. However, he gets a call at this time from Stitch, essentially saying that he wants us to believe that the Nova 6 is the true threat, when in reality, it actually wasn't. This was very confusing at the time until we got the next cutscene. So this was the end of Season 2, and at this time, we started to realize what was actually going on here. You see, at this time, Adler is then held captive by Perseus and specifically by Stitch. And from what we see in Laos, it appears as though he's actually being brainwashed. And from this cutscene, we learned that first of all, the Nova 6 gas threat wasn't actually real. They didn't have Nova 6 gas. They were using it to capture Adler, interrogate him, and brainwash him. From here, we then learn that Adler is being taken to Verdansk. So the crew heads out. Now, the story from here picks up in Season 3 on Mount Yamantau. At this time, we see Wraith and Knight on top of Mount Yamantau, and when they go inside, they steal something very specific. If you look at what it says, this is the Dragovich files, and essentially what this is the numbers from Black Ops 1. They are stealing the tapes on this so that they can know and learn how to do this for themselves. From here, we have a very interesting conversation between Wraith and Stitch.
You have the package.
We have the numbers data.
Complete your mission.
Hardcore.
Moscow will blame the Americans for Yamantau, and our work with Adler is almost done. We can proceed. What Dragovich only managed with a single subject, we shall do to entire nations. What we do in Verdansk will pave the way for the rise of Greater Russia.
So what we learned in that cutscene and what we learned in the end of Season 3 is that Stitch's plan wasn't necessarily to just brainwash Adler. Adler was the first test subject, and the reason why he said you have the package is because he's going to be using Dragovich's number system to not just brainwash Adler, but to brainwash a mass group of people. And in the season 3 outro cinematic, he even states that the test subjects in Verdansk are in place, speaking of the operators who are currently within Verdansk. But after Adler is taken back by Woods, Stitch states that he can go through with his plan to further brainwash people in Verdansk. However, there is one thing stopping him: satellites. That is when season 4 kicks in and Jackal is brought in.
My friend has made your predicament clear?
Yes.
I have a problem. You fix it. You don't end up like your colleagues. The jump seat constellation is broadcasting on frequencies I need cleared. You are going to deorbit them.
Yes.
Ground fall will occur at the coordinates you have in front of you.
It's done.
Good. So are we.
So after Jackal solves the satellite problem, we then see the satellites crash to the ground. The other interesting thing about the season 4 cinematic is that we then see Adler run into one of the satellite crash sites, steal the data recorder, and lie to his squad mates that he didn't find it, when in fact he did, and now it appears as though he's actually taking it, or at the very minimum hiding it, for Stitch. So clearly either the brainwashing worked or Adler's playing some 3D chess. So that's what we understand at the beginning of season 4, and that's when the new cutscene comes in.
This is Wraith. Jackal brought down the satellites. The Verdansk tests are looking good. That clears the way for you. The job is go. I've made the drop. All the materials you need are there. Better pack warm. You're headed to Teufelsberg. Failure is not an option.
So there are essentially 3 different parts of this cutscene that you need to understand, 2 of which are little Easter eggs, 1 of which is just the cutscene in and of itself. Wraith is leaving a voicemail here for some sort of new character who will be coming in season 5. The only thing that we see of this new character is the character run across and grab the bag. One of the things that you need to understand is what is in the bag. It is once again those tapes, the Dragovich tapes that we saw earlier in the season 3 cutscene. It's the exact same bag, so we can assume that they are taking them to Teufelsberg. Now, Teufelsberg is on the border of Germany and France, and for the most part, it's just a large forested area in Germany. However, what I did find is that there is an abandoned spy station at this location within Germany. So my best guess for a new map or a new location where the next cutscene is going to take place is potentially in this abandoned spy station, which could actually have been flourishing during the Cold War. Now, the last mystery of the cutscene is who is this character that runs across. We see a boot. That is all we see of this character. And other than that, there is one little Easter egg in this cutscene that you may have missed. Laying on the ground at the very beginning of the cutscene, and in fact, it's actually at 2 spots in the cutscene, you see an Oni mask laying on the ground. And essentially what this is a part of Japanese folklore. But if you saw the shirt that I was wearing at the beginning of the video, or have played Call of Duty for a while, you'll know that you have seen a character wearing this mask before. And back in Black Ops 4, Spectre actually had a skin wearing the Oni mask. Now, the weird part about this is if Spectre is one of the characters and a Perseus agent at that, it would make 0 sense with the Black Ops lore, and that is the only reason why I'm questioning this whatsoever. It's possible they just had the Oni mask as an asset, so they threw it in here just to kind of complete the cutscene, or they are hinting at something. They are potentially hinting at Spectre or some sort of storyline with Spectre working with Perseus. It would be very strange, make very little sense, but as of right now, that is the only hint that we actually have, aside from this boot. So essentially, that is all we know as of now. It appears as though Stitch is progressing the plan to the next level, using Wraith and this new associate to move the Dragovich tapes around, and the next step, the brainwashing, should potentially start to occur within Season 5. But at the end of Season 4, this is all of the information we have on the story. I'm curious what you guys think of it, so let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on the story so far. As always, if you enjoyed the video, you enjoy these type of story videos, the best way to show me is by simply hitting that like button. And if you want to stay up to date on the story, you want to stay up to date on all my videos, the best way to do so is hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, all that good jazz. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, Peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're